He shared how it is the season to be jolly, but for those of us who have lost a loved one around the holidays, it may not feel like that.
That's right. Daniel Applegate with Compass Counseling is here to talk about that. It's Motivational Monday today. Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
So if we experience grief, there's probably a lot of people who do go through that during this time of year.
Sure.
How do we get through it?
You know, it's a really difficult process under the best of circumstances. Any time of the year that we lose someone, it's very difficult. Holidays just mark this passage of time, and they're these milestones, right?
Yeah.
And so if someone lost their father earlier this year, you're experiencing all the firsts. This is the first holiday season without dad around, or without mom around, or without a cousin or a child around. There's no right or wrong way to grieve. And there's a difference between mourning and grieving that we can get into. But holidays particularly, it's so stressful under normal circumstances. When you're also trying to navigate the loss of a loved one, it can just become a little bit more challenging.
Mm-hmm. So do you have any advice on how to cope?
Well, yeah, let's look at the idea of mourning and grieving.
Okay.
Two different things.
Those are two different things, right? The mourning is our outward expression. Mourning sort of begins at a ceremony, a funeral maybe, or a visitation, a wake. That's mourning. It's the outward expression. The grieving piece is what a lot of people want to avoid, but it's not that we need to avoid that. It's that we actually have to get through the grief in order to get through the pain. It's the pain we want to avoid.
Right.
So grieving are all of those feelings that we're having, the guilt, the shame, the sadness, the anger, the depression, all of those things become grief. And so when you're straddled with those emotions, and Christmas is coming up, and you have to shop for people, and you have to get dinner ready for, you know what I mean? It becomes a really, really difficult time. So just allowing yourself time to feel whatever it is that you're going to feel. You get to do that. You get to feel whatever you need to feel.
And there's definitely there's a right way to do it too.
Yeah, well,
not like one right way, but like what's the healthiest way to, you know, to grieve?
Sure. Well, certainly do your best not to isolate. You have a family support system around you. You have a social support system around you. Let them help you. A lot of people have a hard time asking for help just in general. Mm-hmm. And grieving can be a very solitary process anyway. But like, let people come in and help you prepare dinner. Let people go do shopping for you. Let people help wrap gifts for you. Just really, the not isolating becomes the key part, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And what should people who are grieving be mindful of?
I think the grieving process can take a toll on your mind, body, and spirit. You can physically get ill while you're grieving. So just being aware of the fact that this grieving process is going to be difficult. It may make me very sad. It may make me feel crazy sometimes. It might make me feel sick sometimes, and all of that's to be expected.
And how do you know when you might need a little extra help?
If you start getting really, really depressed, if you start feeling like your life can't go on because your loved one is no longer here, those are pretty good signs of maybe needing to reach out and get help. But also things that could really help sort of get you through the tough times is to talk about your loved ones. Because once people know you're okay having those conversations, then they're going to be more willing to share their experiences with you and maybe make some of those memories a little happier.
And now's the time of year when we have all those great memories too. So maybe Christmas memories, or you know, whatever holiday you're celebrating, those types of memories with that loved one might be a good way to open up that conversation.
Oh gosh, yeah. Have pictures out. Look at old holiday pictures. Maybe have a stocking up on the wall where people can put their favorite stories in, and then as you get together as a family or a group of friends, you can kind of pull those out and tell stories to one another about, you know, oh, I remember when so-and-so did this, and oh, it was this Christmas when that happened. At the end of the day, just a little self-compassion, because there's no right or wrong way to get through the holiday. The holiday is going to come whether you want it to or not.
Sure. And
the anticipation of it coming is almost always worse than it actually being here and getting through.
Very good. Great tips. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you.